Alright, what's good homies, and welcome back to another Rugby League Live 4 video. Today we'll be breaking down the trailer that was released yesterday. I've probably watched it like over 30 times at least. Now that the hype's died down a bit, I thought why not make a little breakdown of the trailer. So here I am now. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I had already uploaded like 4 videos, so I thought I'd save this for today. I'll still have my Road to First Grade video going up later today at the usual time, 3:30 PM. So yeah, let's get into it here. Alright, so the first thing we can see here is that crossfield kicks are in the game. It's either that or an up and under, but I'm going to go with crossfield kick because it looks pretty low and it's most likely off a set play given that Vunivalu was ahead of the pack when he was chasing. Plus we already know that set plays are in the game, so I touched on it yesterday and I'll say it again. The transition from the catch to the grounding looks so smooth and is a welcomed addition to the game. One thing to take note of on all the players are their tattoos. You can't really see Vunivalu's one, but I'm pretty sure that most of them are generic tattoos. Hopefully that isn't the case, but I guess we'll soon find out. Alright, next up is Jordan Rapana, and he looks awesome. Leilua there, I think that's Sully. The player faces are awesome, we already know that. You see the improved goose step looks much smoother, and you can also see him attempt to swipe his ankle off that dive tackle. Even the charge down looks more realistic, more new and improved. So yeah, everything just looks more realistic, more smooth. Another thing I'd like to point out in this is that after that little goose step, you can kind of see Rapana's natural running style, like how he runs in real life, with a hunched back and his head tilted slightly forward. I also like the way the ball's tucked under the forearm, as opposed to holding it close to his chest like in previous games. Alright, next up is this little clip of Dugan. I think this is really just to showcase how great the game looks, or how great the players look. You don't really see anything new besides that dive attempt. The celebration itself actually reminds me of a previous celebration in the old games. Well, at least I think I saw something similar. Anyway, moving on here, we've got Bevan French attempting to defend Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and as you can see, it's the sidestep animation. At first I was super hyped about it, but after watching it a couple more times, the step itself doesn't look that great. I'm loving the head movement, I like how his whole body weight shifted from left to right, but the actual step, it looks pretty average and it looks similar to the old game. That could be just me over analyzing it, but yeah, that's just my opinion for now. That particular step, it doesn't look too great if I'm honest, but hopefully we get different variations and different reactions from the defenders. Hopefully not everyone dives to the ground like that. I'd love to know if they got to capture any NRL players' sidesteps. Guys like Milford, Marshall, Johnson, and Kalen Ponga. The last thing to take away from this clip, and pretty much every other clip, is the facial expressions. I love how they're more subtle, they're toned down a bit, they're not too over the top like in previous games. So yeah, I really love that aspect of it, and I know some people are going to say, the reaction from the missed tackle, how he hits the ground, that's actually in Rugby League Live 3 and Rugby League Live 2. You often see it after a missed dive tackle, so yeah, that's why I didn't really address it. Alright, so next up is this little, well, not so little, it's a nice big hit. Sam Burgess on Dylan Napa, beautiful shot, with George Burgess coming in to complete the tackle. I'm also loving that aspect of the game. I love how it's not one long ass animation. It looks like the animation cuts off after the point of contact. I wonder if we'll have a chance to get up and run again after a big hit like that. As we take one more look at it here, great impact, a bit of whiplash on Dylan Napa's side, and then Burgess comes in, tries to flip him over and get him in full mount. Ha! Gay! Alright, next clip, we got Mansour taking it up to Uate and Walker. Walker looks great. Uate's skin color looks a little strange though, but a thing to note here is the third man in. A nice little gang tackle to throw Mansour over the sideline. Whether or not that was supposed to happen, we don't know for sure, but it kind of looks like they were dragging him towards the sideline here. And then that last effort from Sirenin, I think, gets him over the line. Whether it was intentional or not, we don't know. That remains to be seen, so. The last thing I want to talk about here is just how great the beard looks. It looks a little more realistic and it looks more thick as opposed to what it looked like in Rugby League Live 3. You know how you could see their jawline and everything even through the thickest beard? That was actually one of the things that really bothered me in Rugby League Live 3. The beards weren't thick enough. Even the normal haircuts look great, I'm liking the fade on Walker, and Sirenin with that little crew cut. It actually looks more like a skin fade, which is dope. Alright, on to the second last clip. It's a nice hit up of Andrew Fafita, running it straight to Hopoate and Clemmer. Again, we see a little bit of that struggle system in action here, and it looks great, way more realistic than what it was in Rugby League Live 3. I really hope it isn't overpowered, much like it is in Rugby League Live 3. It's super easy to get tries from those driving tackles or driving runs. There's actually a few things I want to break down in this clip and celebration, so we'll go back to the clip. Alright, so the first thing to note here is the compression shorts. As you can see here, everyone's rocking the same style, the black with the white trim, and if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that was the only option you got to choose from in Rugby League Live 3. There hasn't been any news for customization, so I guess we'll find out sooner or later. Alright, the next thing is the tattoo on his leg and arm. Unfortunately, it looks like generic tattoos, so it looks like players won't be having their actual tattoos, as you can see when he plants the ball. I could be wrong, someone confirm that in the comments for me. Do they look like generic tattoos? Because they look like generic tattoos to me. Last thing we get to see here is the return of mouthguards, and it looks like customizable mouthguards, as you can see with the red, black, and yellow mouthguard of Andrew Fafita. Alright, moving along to the last clip of the, actually, I forgot about this clip with Taumololo. He goes on a massive run here. Instead of seeing him break one tackle after another, I would have liked to see actual tackle busts, or him breaking out of a gang tackle or a double tackle would have looked more realistic for Taumololo. I'm not really a fan of the whole defender flying 5 meters back animation. It's a little over the top for me. The last little worrying sign I guess in this clip was Josh Dugan. As you can see here, Jace runs straight past him, and I'm not too sure what Dugan was doing there, or what the AI was doing there. Alright, and to end this clip off on a positive note, we're going to take a closer look at the defend. A big thing to note here is that the defender gets pushed back, but he doesn't fall to the ground. You can kind of see him just stumbling off screen. Love the way that looks, and also the transition from the hand to hand. It looks so much smoother than what it looks like in Rugby League Live 3. Alright, on to the last clip here. As you can see, it's the drop goal with Taylor, service from Tyrone Roberts, I'm pretty sure. The biggest thing that stood out to me was the decoy runner with his hands out. That kind of triggered me to go and search the internet for more info. Of course, the first place to go would be the Gamesman website, given that they had exclusive screenshots before. And that's when we found out set plays were in the game, so yeah. It looks so dope the way the decoy runs towards the ruck with his hands out. I wonder if we'll be able to change our mind mid-play, and instead of going out the back, we actually pass to the decoy runner. That would definitely throw a spanner into the works, especially if especially when you're playing against another person. So yeah, what a great note to end on. Set plays. We still don't know if they're customizable, but the fact that we do have plays in the game, that's enough for me. As we cut to the last scene, just a little celebration here. So there you have it, one of my longest videos. That's my little analysis on the trailer. There's some pros and some cons. Most of the cons though are cosmetic, and they probably won't affect gameplay in the long run. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, scroll grip that like button. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.
Congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never